What makes Risk of Rain fun? Maybe it's the thrill of getting a lucky item, or the visceral feeling of landing a big hit. Or maybe it's something else entirely, like being in a lobby with 10 people and getting 40 wax quails from a mountain shrine.
Holy shit, we did. That flag so bad. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow. I guess these are mine.
Well, it's all these things and more. And underlying these things is the core mechanic that ties it all together. The race between you and the monsters to become stronger than the other. And this race is actually a delicate balance. If it shifts too far to one side, the game becomes less fun. For example, if you become far stronger than the monsters, then there's no more challenge. Surviving is trivial, and it becomes a test of your patience, rather than a test of your skills. This is a God run scenario, and if you die here, it's because you got bored and wanted to stop playing. If the monsters become far stronger than you, it feels hopeless, and you just get destroyed immediately. Surviving is basically impossible at this point. This is the never stood a chance scenario.
What the?
And if you die here, well, there probably wasn't anything you could have done differently to prevent it. But if you and the monsters get stronger at around the same rate, you can reach a happy equilibrium. And in my opinion, this is when the game is the most fun, because it's still challenging but not impossible. Your skills still matter and it keeps you engaged, and it feels rewarding to overcome the challenge. And if you die in this situation, it feels like a fair death, and you probably know what you did wrong.
No, I got stuck.
Oh,
No.
so much damage.
I could have done it. Could have done it.
Now let's focus on the first scenario, where you become too strong to die. I suppose in some way, this is the ultimate goal of the game, to become as overpowered as possible, but it's also kind of like a dog chasing a fire truck. It's fun to chase after it, but once we actually reach it, we're not quite sure what to do next with it. And that might be because the easiest and most consistent way to make this happen is to abuse one-shot protection, shaped glass, and health regen. And the problem with that is that it puts you on this graph, the dog chasing the fire truck. We can't blame ourselves for that though, because there are just not that many ways to survive in the late game. All the monsters are just too strong, and this is one of the best strategies available. But what if there is another way? What if there is a way for us to stay on this graph the entire time, from start to finish? On paper, that sounds like a pretty good idea. So what might that look like? Imagine for a minute that there is a new item, a lunar item maybe, that lets you do more damage and receive less damage while at low health, but it decreases the damage you can do at full health. This would encourage you to stay at low health and thus outside of the safety of one-shot protection. If the defensive bonus was balanced properly, it could allow you to tank a couple of hits, so you could sustain yourself by regenerating off the things that you're attacking. The gameplay loop could look something like this. Run into the fight, tank the first hit using one-shot protection, let the buff with the item kick in, and then decide if you want to keep fighting or run away. This is different than the current shaped glass meta because you won't be constantly within the effect of one-shot protection, so the fear of death will still be there. It keeps you on this graph and not this one, thus preserving the danger and the fun. The details will need some testing and balancing of course, but if the buff was scaled based on the total value of your health and not the percentage, then having more health would be beneficial. This item would not be as powerful as shaped glass, but that's the whole point. It would allow players to challenge themselves more, if they wanted to, and not rely on shaped glass and one-shot protection as much in the late game, thus providing more variety and replay value. Okay, that was a lot. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing, to see this game become the best that it can be. And now is the perfect time to do that, because it's still in alpha and Hopo actually listens to the community. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. I know it's not a perfect idea, and I'm sure that you guys, the community, can come up with something better. So I figured I'd get the conversation started at least. So I am actually very curious to see what you guys have to say about this. So thanks very much for watching, and see you later.